Alright, let's talk about a scenario. It's Christmas Day. The house is warm, your family is gathered, and dinner is on the table. Then the lights flicker and die. It's not just you. A quick look out the window shows the entire neighborhood is blacked out. The grid is down. You know what happens next for most people? Panic. The perfectly planned holiday falls apart. The feast gets cold, the house gets cold, and the mood evaporates into anxiety. But for you, it's different, because you have a plan. Today, I'm going to walk you through 11 simple household items that will ensure you maintain control when the grid goes down. This isn't about conspiracy theories. It's about practical resilience. By the end of this video, you'll know how to turn a potential holiday disaster into a manageable situation, and maybe even one your family will remember for the right reasons. This is about making informed decisions with your eyes wide open. Let's get into it. Number 1. Flashlights, lanterns, and headlamps. Item No. 1 is your lighting system. The first thing a blackout takes is light, and with it, safety and a sense of normalcy. Suddenly, your own house is a minefield of tripping hazards. This is a problem you need to solve immediately. I'm not talking about the one old flashlight in a junk drawer with corroded batteries. I'm talking about a strategic, layered approach. Layer 1 is immediate, personal light. Small, reliable LED flashlights stashed in multiple, accessible locations: kitchen, living room, bedroom. The goal is that a light source is always within arm's reach. Accessibility is the key here. Layer 2 is ambient light. This is where battery-powered LED lanterns are critical. You get one of these going in your main room, and you've just pushed back the darkness. Psychologically, this is a huge win. It restores a gathering space and allows you to see the faces of your family. The situation starts to feel less like a crisis and more like indoor camping. But the real MVP, the item I can't recommend enough, is the headlamp. Think about it. That Christmas dinner won't carve itself. You need to serve food, comfort kids, find supplies. All of those tasks require 2 hands. A flashlight is a liability. A headlamp frees you up to be effective. Get one for every adult. Their utility cannot be overstated. And underpinning all of this, batteries. A light without power is useless. You must have a rotating stock of fresh batteries for every device. Check them regularly. This is a simple, non-negotiable step to taking control of the situation. It's the first tool for turning a problem into a plan. Number 2. A battery-powered or hand-crank radio. Okay, you've got light. The initial shock is over. Now what's the first question everyone asks? What's happening? How long will this last? Everyone's first instinct is their phone. But here's the uncomfortable truth. In a widespread outage, cell towers get overloaded or their backup power fails. Data networks become useless. Your phone, your portal to the world, becomes a brick. This is where item No. 2 comes in, a battery-powered or hand-crank radio. This is your most reliable link to the outside world. Emergency services are trained to disseminate information over AM, FM radio. They'll provide updates on the outage, repair times, and crucial safety information. Having this information is a massive psychological advantage. The unknown drives fear. Knowing whether this is a 2-hour problem or a multi-day event allows you to plan. It turns you from a victim into a proactive leader. You can confidently tell your family, okay, this is a major event. Here's what we're going to do. For a few extra dollars, upgrade from a simple battery model to an emergency radio with a hand crank. This is a game changer. It means you're not dependent on a finite supply of batteries. A few minutes of cranking gives you access to information indefinitely. Many of these also include a USB port for a small emergency phone charge. Look for one with NOAA weather radio bands. It's an incredibly valuable tool for a very small investment. It's the ability to replace speculation with facts, and that's priceless. Number 3. Non-perishable, morale-boosting food. The Christmas dinner is on the table, but the clock is ticking. Your refrigerator is now just an insulated box. It will keep food safe for about 4 hours, a full freezer for about 48, provided you don't open them. That first meal is fine, but what about the next one? This brings us to item No. 3. A pantry of non-perishable, and I want to stress this, morale-boosting food. This is about more than survival calories. A can of cold beans isn't saving Christmas. The key is shelf-stable foods that require minimal prep and feel like a treat. Think beyond the basics like canned soup and tuna. For this scenario, you need a grid-down Christmas stash. This could be a high-quality canned ham, jars of marinated appetizers like artichoke hearts or olives for a no-cook charcuterie board, and snacks. This is critical. A bag of chips, Christmas cookies from a tin, a box of chocolates. When the mood is low, breaking out a favorite snack can change the entire dynamic. The same goes for drinks. Juice boxes, instant coffee, and especially hot chocolate mix are must-haves. A warm drink by lantern light can turn a bad memory into a core memory. And don't forget dessert. There are dozens of no-bake dessert recipes that use only shelf-stable ingredients. Imagine producing a decent dessert in the middle of a blackout. You just demonstrated a high level of competence and care. You build this supply over time, grabbing an extra item or two each time you're at the store. It's a calculated plan to ensure your family eats well, no matter what the grid is doing. Number 4, a manual can opener. Item number 4 is small, cheap, and so critical that its absence can create a total failure point in your food plan. I'm talking about a manual can opener. I can't stress this enough. Your sleek electric can opener is now a paperweight. So many of our best, most calorie-dense emergency foods, the canned ham, the soups, the pie filling for that blackout dessert, are locked in steel cans. Without a manual opener, your food stockpile is inaccessible. I've heard the stories from post-hurricane zones of people trying to open cans with knives and hammers. That's a recipe for a trip to an overwhelmed ER. This is a $2 solution to a potentially catastrophic problem. The next time you're at the store, buy 2. Keep one in the kitchen and one in your dedicated emergency kit. It's not a glamorous prep, but it's the key that unlocks your entire larder. It's a force multiplier. It's the bridge between having food and being able to eat it. Don't be the person with a pantry full of food you can't open. Spend the $2. Number 5. Water, storage and purification. We've covered light, information, and food. Now for the most critical element for survival, water. You cannot assume safe water will continue to flow from your taps. Municipal systems use electric pumps. If you have a well, your pump is electric. When the power goes, your water can stop. This is why item No. 5 is a 2-part system, stored water and a means of purification. The baseline recommendation is 1 gallon of water per person, per day. For a family of 4, that's a minimum 12-gallon, 3-day supply. You can build this supply for free. Rinse out used 2-liter soda bottles or juice jugs, fill them with tap water, label them, and store them in a cool, dark place. Over a few weeks, you'll have a substantial reserve. This stored water is for drinking, hygiene, and manually flushing toilets to maintain sanitation. But what if the outage lasts longer? That's where purification becomes vital. You need a way to make questionable water safe. The simplest method is boiling, which requires a heat source we'll discuss next. Another excellent option is a dedicated water filter, like a Sawyer Mini or a Life Straw. They are inexpensive and can filter thousands of gallons. The third option is purification tablets. They're cheap, have a long shelf life, and are simple to use. Knowing your family's hydration and sanitation is covered provides a foundational level of security. Without a plan for water, everything else falls apart. Number 6. Layers of warmth, clothing and blankets. You've solved the immediate problems. But as the hours pass, a new threat emerges: the cold. Modern homes lose heat fast without a furnace. Keeping your family warm is a safety issue. Hypothermia is a real risk. This brings us to item number 6, which is a system, layers of warmth. Your first line of defense is conserving body heat. One bulky jacket is less effective than several thinner layers. Start with a moisture-wicking base layer, wool or synthetics, not cotton. Add an insulating middle layer like fleece, and wear a hat, gloves, and wool socks. Now, apply this principle to your house. Create a warm room. Choose one smaller, well-insulated room as your base of operations. Close off the rest of the house. Block drafts under doors with towels. Close all blinds and curtains for an extra layer of insulation. This is where your blankets and sleeping bags become a strategic asset. Don't just hand them out. Build a nest. Encourage everyone to huddle together to share body heat. This is where a grid-down Christmas can actually create connection. Instead of being spread out, your family is together in a cozy, lantern-lit space. A special note on Mylar space blankets. They are cheap and incredibly effective at reflecting body heat. Adding one to your layers can dramatically increase warmth. Mastering layering on your body and in your home allows you to stay safe and comfortable for a surprisingly long time. We're about halfway through. If you're serious about being prepared, I want to make sure you never miss content that could make a real difference for your family. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This channel is all about practical preparedness without the fear-mongering, and I've got a lot more to share. Now, let me know in the comments. What's the longest power outage you've been through? I read all of them. Alright, let's get back to the list. Number 7. A safe, indoor-rated portable heat source. Conserving body heat is your first step, but in a prolonged outage, you'll eventually need to introduce a new heat source. This brings us to item No. 7. And it comes with a huge warning. A safe, indoor-rated, portable heater. I cannot overstate the importance of the word safe. Every year, people die from carbon monoxide poisoning or fires using the wrong equipment indoors. Let me be crystal clear. Never use a charcoal grill, propane BBQ, or outdoor camp stove inside your home. Never use a gas kitchen oven to heat your house. These produce lethal amounts of carbon monoxide. Your number one safety tool is a battery-powered CO detector. This is non-negotiable. Now for viable options. The gold standard is a modern, indoor-safe propane heater from a brand like Mr. Heater. They have critical safety features like low oxygen sensors and tip-over switches. When used exactly as the manufacturer instructs, which includes cracking a window for ventilation, they are a safe and effective way to heat your warm room. A wood-burning stove or fireplace is also an excellent option if you have one and it's properly maintained. For smaller budgets, there are biofuel cans that burn cleanly. Having a safe heat source takes you from just surviving to being comfortable. It also prevents a bigger disaster, like frozen pipes bursting, which can cause thousands in damages. Do your research, prioritize safety above all else, and practice using your chosen heater before an emergency. This is how you deploy it with confidence. Number 8. A well-stocked first aid kit. In normal life, a small cut or headache is a minor issue. In a grid-down scenario, with emergency services overwhelmed, even small medical problems can become serious. This is why item No. 8. A well-stocked first aid kit is an absolute necessity. Think about the risks in this specific scenario. Trip hazards in the dark, an increased risk of cuts while preparing food by lantern light, a risk of burns from heaters or candles. You need the supplies to handle these common issues immediately. You don't need to be a paramedic. You can assemble a comprehensive kit yourself. Start with the basics for cuts: bandages, sterile gauze, medical tape, and antiseptic wipes. Add antibiotic ointment. Next, pain and discomfort: ibuprofen, acetaminophen, antacids, and any personal allergy meds. For burns, have a dedicated burn gel or dressing. Also include tools like tweezers and small scissors. And here's what's critically important: personal medication. If anyone relies on a daily prescription, you must have an emergency supply. Talk to your doctor about obtaining an extra week's worth. Store everything in a clearly marked, accessible container. A first aid kit is more than just supplies. It's a tool for providing immediate care and reassurance, reinforcing the message that the situation is under control. Number 9. Cash in small bills. You've made it through the first night. You realize you need more propane or a specific medication. Your radio tells you a local store is open on a generator. You get there, but their credit card machine is down. The ATM is a blank screen. In a world without electricity, plastic is useless. This brings us to item No. 9. A prep often forgotten in our digital world: cash. Specifically, in small bills. Cash is king in an emergency. It works when payment systems don't. You need to have this cash stored safely in your home before the crisis. A few $100s is a good starting point, and the denomination is important. A stash of $100 bills isn't useful. A small business owner won't be able to make change. You need ones, fives, tens, and 20s. This allows for simple, no-hassle transactions for critical supplies or even for bartering with a neighbor. Where do you keep it? A small, fireproof safe is a good option. The important thing is that it's secure but accessible. Build this reserve gradually by pulling an extra $20 from the ATM each week. It's a simple prep, but that stack of paper can give you the power to keep your family supplied and secure. Number 10. Non-electric entertainment and comfort items. You've handled survival. The lights are on, you're warm, you're fed. Now a new challenge emerges: boredom. And with boredom comes irritability. The Christmas spirit you've worked to protect is now threatened by a simple lack of distraction. The TV and tablets are dead. This is where item No. 10 comes in to save the day. A curated collection of non-electric entertainment. This is about actively creating moments of connection. Break out the board games and playing cards. These encourage interaction and laughter. A stash of coloring books, crayons, or blank paper is perfect for kids. And don't underestimate the power of a good book. Reading a story aloud as a family by lantern light can be a magical experience. If someone plays an instrument like an acoustic guitar, this is their moment to shine. A family sing-along of Christmas carols is more connecting than any TV special. The goal is to reframe the experience. You're not stuck without power. You're having a special, old-fashioned Christmas where the focus is on each other. Years from now, they won't remember the power being out. They'll remember the epic Monopoly game and the stories you told huddled under a pile of blankets. You're not just providing for survival, you're providing the tools to create joy. Number 11. Backup, communication, and power. We've covered all the basics. But we live in a modern world, and the need to tell family you're okay or to call for help in a true emergency is powerful. Item No. 11 addresses this with backup power for your small electronics. Your smartphone is an incredible tool as long as it has a charge. Watching that battery die is a uniquely stressful experience in a crisis. This is why a robust power bank is a critical component of a modern kit. For a modest price, you can get one that will recharge a phone multiple times. This is your insurance policy. It allows you to use your phone strategically to send a quick "we're okay" text or to call 911 without fear. When the power goes out, your first move should be to put all devices on airplane or low power mode to conserve the battery. Then, you can use your power bank to top them off as needed. To take this a step further, a small, portable solar panel gives you a truly sustainable, off-grid power source for these devices. Also, have a paper copy of important phone numbers. Your phone's contact list is useless if it's dead. This final item bridges the gap between old-fashioned preparedness and modern reality. It provides a resilient way to maintain critical functions when the grid that supports them is gone. So, there it is. The lights go out, but you don't panic. You have a plan. You restore light with a lantern. You get real information from your radio. You serve a good meal with food from your pantry, opened with your manual can opener. Everyone has water. You create a warm nest of blankets and add heat with a safe indoor heater. Your first aid kit is ready. You have cash for emergencies. You break out board games and turn a crisis into family time. And you have a power bank to keep a lifeline to the outside world. None of these items are high-tech or expensive. The difference isn't the gear. It's the thought. It's the plan. It's the simple act of taking a few deliberate steps to prepare. This isn't about being paranoid. It's about being practical and taking responsibility for your family's safety. It's about having the tools and confidence to lead when things go wrong. A power outage doesn't have to ruin Christmas. With the right mindset and these 11 items, it might be the start of your most memorable Christmas ever. One where you didn't just host the holiday, you saved it. Stay safe out there, stay smart, and stay prepared. I'll see you in the next one.